Isn't Big Val the one that told us the story about Sebastian Bach? That he just ditched him on the road one time because Sebastian Bach used to try to get him in the fights?
He said that...
Like Navy bars and shit.
He said Sebastian... He had a story about Sebastian would always pick fights with people, and then when the guys would go like, let's go, Sebastian would go, Val, get in there. And and he would like throw, and Val was this big, intimidating dude, and he had this amazing story about being in Germany. This was according to Val. This is Val's story. He told it on the air a couple times. Yeah. That they were in Germany, found out that there was a cool bar that supermodels hung out at in Germany.
There's going to be no problems with that.
And the problem with it was that it was also next to a military base, so it was a lot of jarheads too.
Right. Cool. You know what's a great way to try to get hot pussy? Is have a bunch of lethally trained men who are drunk in the room with you.
So Sebastian Bach in the late 80s being the sexiest man alive.
I mean, he's a sexy lady in the 80s.
Let's go to this bar. So they go to the bar, and when they walk in, there's tons of hot chicks, and every hot girl in the place goes whoosh, right up to Sebastian.
Supply and demand got that supply got real tight.
Jarheads were not happy. They're looking over at him, they're eyeballing him, and Sebastian says, Val, let's go over and he goes, you see those guys over there? They're eyeballing us. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, let's go fuck them up.
Oh.
And Val goes, and when Val told me the story, he said, whenever I traveled internationally,
I love that Craig goes into such a badass voice that you're like, now it's like, you're like, oh, okay, so this guy's ripping shit.
By the way, one of my favorite things about this show is that Dan does impressions of everybody nobody else does. Like, I love random impressions. Like, everyone does a Christopher Walken. Everybody does, like a Casey Kasem. But Dan does impressions that nobody
We've already had an Andre the Giant today sighting.
Yeah. We were doing Andre and the Hogan sex tape.
It's close to my Big Val impression.
Yeah, Andre coming in for the Hogan sex tape with Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah. Big Val.
My turn.
Yeah.
Big Val says to Sebastian, he told me, he said, whenever I travel internationally, I always keep a matchbook from the hotel that I'm staying at in case there's a communication problem so that I can tell a taxi driver, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
And the taxi driver understands. And I took out one of my matchbooks, I wrapped it in the local currency, and I said, Sebastian, hold on to this. And Sebastian said, what's this for? And he goes, when we go over to that side of the bar, I'm confident in my ability to get out of here and get back to the hotel. But you are also a priority of mine, so wherever you wake up tomorrow, I need to make sure that you're safe and you have some money and you know how to get home. And Sebastian just went, you know what? Fuck those guys. And he just
let's just
let it go.
Yeah, dude, because you don't want to get fucking tuned up by America's finest.
Yeah. Overseas, not playing by the rules.
And by the way, it's just a bunch of supermodels. That's the chum. That's the chum in the water.
Now, by the way, Sebastian Bach looks like an old lady who hangs out at a military bar trying to fuck old jarheads.
Yeah, he looks like a lady that'll give you a handy in a fucking stall.
I don't give a Christ.
Where did you serve? Whatever, get over here, hero.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, man, Sebastian Bach, he's the one rock star guy out there who's a super fan of rock music. Like, he still geeks out to this day around his heroes.
I like that.
And he gets super.
He's a big kid.
Yeah.
He is.
He was on Z-Rock and stuff. Yeah, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
Do not do that thing on me.
You have to. You have to, Justin.
I'll have a panic attack.
Why? Look at me. I look like I'm turning into the
Soder.
I look like the dad from Teen Wolf. Scotty, I think it's time we talk.
No, you look like the wolf from Teen Wolf.
Yeah, the dad wolf.
Oh, yeah. Now
I did the whole scene.
I got it now.
Scotty, I think we need to talk.
I remember
when
now.
he first revealed himself as a wolf.
Dan
Thanks for
looks
making
like
me
he's
over.
a real
Yeah, there. That's what
It's like you're like mid transformation.
Please tweet that out. That I look like the dad wolf from Teen Wolf. Man, did we nail that? I also sort of look like Everlast, if I'm being completely honest. Huh?
That's good. He looks cool.
No, I didn't say it's not. I'm just saying I sort of look like Everlast in that picture.
James' picture looks like the clouds are just covering the moon just a little bit.
Yeah. It also looks like the picture of a writer. It looks like I've actually written a book or something. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I wonder if that age I'm still going to have big hoop earrings and a nose ring. I wonder.
Why not?
I don't know.
You
Maybe.
don't see the rockers, right? Rockers
Yeah.
do it.
There's no need to stop.
Like the old Bon Jovi.
But there's something
It's
bad
still
about
wearing tights.
the skinny guys in rock getting baggy as they get older looks
Yeah.
weird though.
Oh,
Because they still try to wear like baggy tank tops. I'm appalled at how I look today because it's just grotesquely hot. I had to. But I mean, like they wear like baggy tank tops, and their
Sleeveless,
bodies.
yeah.
You see weird skin, like webbing between their between their bodies and armpits.
Remember years ago when we watched Sebastian Bach doing
One of my favorite things to do, stoned, is to watch
Remember
Sebastian
You.
Bach, young Sebastian Bach. Do I remember you at Wembley Stadium
Wow.
in like 1986 or
I gotta
7?
check that out.
And it's Christine will bring it up here in a second. And this guy is just beautiful.
Right.
I mean, he's so like you just
You're
wanted
like a
to be
woman
him.
you want to fuck.
He's beautiful like a woman,
Right.
and every fucking chick in Wembley Stadium, this guy could just point at 5 and be like, you 5 back here in between this song, and then you 5 on deck. And his band, by the way, was ugly as shit. It was just him. He was gorgeous, and then now
he looked better.
And now, look, he's got like open fucking leather pants on with his weird snake body.
Oh, God.
And he just moves so cool.
Wow,
Marilyn Manson went through the same thing.
Beautiful.
And then
It's pretty.
and now you can watch him performing now, like at last year's Miss Secaucus, New Jersey pageant, and he's just like a lumbering fucking idiot. And it's just like it's not even like he still has a voice too. He can still sing. It's just. You can't recapture
I
this.
saw
This
him
goes away,
before
and
this.
most of us don't enjoy it enough when we have any version of it.
Remember, he was getting a little burned again for a little while, like he was on reality shows for a little chunk.
Yeah.
But he was like, but he had purple wine teeth and shit all the time.
Yeah.
He was a mess.
And he was all into fitness. He was doing like push-ups in his room. Yeah, he was on
Celebrity Fit Club. He was in the fitness because they were making him.
No. Before that, he was on. What's the one we were on the house together?
Oh, you're right. Savage Animal.
Right.
When they made
Savage Animal,
Super
man.
Band, Super Group.
Oh yeah.
That's so super group, and he was supposed to sing.
He's doing like side bends in his room.
That's right, because he does believe. Listen, he's got a thing about like. He's like the way you rest your voice. Turn it up. Listen to the way he sounded.
I want to hear the drums kicking.
Well, it's after the solo. No, jump to the end of the video and hear him hit these album quality notes. Yeah, there.
It's like a fucking whistle. It's literally like a fucking whistle.
Bananas. Now, bring him up 2018. You know what? Let this play a little bit more. He's going to hit that one more. Oh, Lou, you fingered so much ass to this? Your own ass? Oh, here it comes. Get your boners ready. No. Oh, it's coming, dude. They make you earn it. Clear that throat. Dude, Craig Gass has come on here before and just told us when he was this guy, he would just go in a bar and make his bouncer fight everybody and just fuck all the chicks.
Wait, what?
He just used to go into bars and be a dickhead and just grab all the chicks and let his bouncer fight everybody.
Wow.
Yeah. And this guy, and then, bring him up now. I saw you had it up there. Just lumbering doof. It just hurts, man.
Lumber. His walk says lumber.
He looks like Jake the Snake tomorrow.
He's going to try to hit the note, guys.
Let me see. Ain't bad.
Oh, he doesn't go the next level in this one. But I'll tell you what, for sure. But now when he's done, he looks like a sick old lady.
It looks like The Ring.
You can't get it back. It's brutal.
You got to keep it.
Oh man, that's why all those. What if you killed one virgin to stay young forever? Would you do it?
I did.
You did try. You absolutely tried to do that.
You know what I think looks fantastic? Doesn't seem to Marissa Tomei.
No, she's aged though.
Yeah, but she's still hot.
She looks
She is
Still
hot.
hot.
crazy hot.
This is still more 100% on me, but still, Josh did not pump it back to the positive necessarily. So he then turns his camera off. I think he thinks he was leaving the meeting, but he just turned off his camera.
Oh, this is on Zoom.
It's on Zoom.
He has his camera off, so he's just sitting there, and we know that, and we're going, Sebastian, buddy, your camera's off.
It's just
Sebastian, he knows his camera's off.
That name sucks to say over and over.
I know.
Yeah.
So the first thing is that Josh Adam Meyers knows everything and at the same time zero about music. And the other fact, I don't think you know by the way you presented it, Josh Adam Meyers was there on the show for the Sebastian Bach story.
Dan,
yes.
let me tell you something.
So excited to hear this story.
I
I
love
told him about
awkward
skanks, but
moments.
this is great.
I love awkward moments, especially when I'm not involved. That is top 5 awkward moments I've ever been a part of in my life.
Is the episode out? Can we have video of it?
No.
Because I'm about to break.
No. It comes out. It comes out this week or next week, and then.
Oh well, look at you
No,
plugging your other podcast. Go get Colin Quinn's book Overstated now on Amazon.
No. But this is actually 2 episodes. One that's coming up, and the one that we just did are 2 episodes that I would say if you're going to go check out the SDR show, these would be the 2.
Do it, dude. Well, we'll come back and find out what happened on the SDR show. The real scoop. Well, speaking of being dragged into a bomb, Jay, you dragged Josh into a sick, awkward situation.
I did. I actually dragged him into my bomb.
Yeah.
We almost realized a little bit after the situation that like Josh probably didn't help, but the hatred was towards me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right. But I mean, like I said before the break, I mean, it was one of the most enjoyable things I've ever been a part of. And also, we wouldn't be talking about it right now if it didn't go like this. So that's even like a blessing from the universe for him to be so fucking uptight.
And by the way, I know I talked about this on Skanks, people. Sometimes it's going to be crossover when it's things in my life. But I always want to hear Dan Soder's thoughts on these situations. Jacob does know this story. The Lous definitely don't. This was all day, because we remember on Bonfire, the day that I did the interview with Sebastian Bach, that I was talking about how excited I was to interview Sebastian Bach. Very excited.
Yeah.
And Josh,
you said it on the show. You said how excited you were.
I was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to interview him after this, a couple hours, and I was excited to do it. He came on the show and already in a bit of a downer mood. I wouldn't say it was like an angry mood or anything, but he came on. He was right away like, there's no fucking live rock and roll, and my kids were at home.
It was his schools. He was because he has to
schools are closed.
His 2 young kids, and my buddy Ryan Sickler's dealing with that right now.
Yeah.
And he's called me venting about how horrible it is to try to maintain your career while also trying to get a 4-year-old to focus on a computer in their own house.
Crazy. I can't even get I can't get Myrtle to stop fucking pulling at her leash to go outside. And while I'm doing a radio show, that's easy. That's just like dog shit.
She's retarded. Josh, dog's retarded. So Josh was on the show. He was in the other room on Zoom. I was in my living room on Zoom, as I am now. Ralph, and when he came on, he's bumming about whatever, just the world. COVID sucks and this, and he's very anti-Trump, and all this is right away.
And he talks in a weird way because he talks in party voice. Man, I don't know, man.
So he gets on there. I will tell you out of the gates, he lasted, of a 45-minute to an hour show, he lasted 12 minutes, I think 15 seconds, they said. 12 minutes and 15 seconds total. He came on right away, and we're talking to him. Well, I think I even made him laugh a couple times, which is cool. And then Ralph asked him a question about how he trains his voice or warms up his voice to be able to have that voice for so long.
Yeah.
And he's given the answer, and you got to do training and techniques and warm-ups, and then he just says at the end of it, he goes, the only person I know who doesn't have to do vocal warm-ups, man, or anything, he says, is my friend, the great Rob Halford. And Rob Halford, for anyone who doesn't know, is the lead singer of Judas Priest. He was out of the band for some time because he came out of the closet. It was a thing. I keep saying he was kicked out of the band. I'm taking that from the movie. They kicked him out of the band. The that rock star movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were just doing that where you go. So that seems like
no. That movie was based off of that. It was based off of that.
Got it.
And it was so I don't remember the kicking out of the band or if he was like left the band. There was some turmoil about that, but it was right about the same time that he came out of the closet. He was out of the band. Now he's back in the band and great. And he's a legend, unbelievable voice, great rock star. Always been a fan of Judas Priest. So he goes, so Rob Halford doesn't have the band and stuff. So I, as a comic, hear the no pun intended low hanging fruit of this joke, and I go, well, maybe it's just something he doesn't want to tell you about, like gargling jizz or something.
Yeah,
a joke. Now, granted, Sebastian Bach doesn't know who I am. I guess he doesn't understand that I'm a comedian. Doesn't know me, I guess, and whatever. And that's a pretty thing to jump out of the gates at. With it. However, he's like, yo, man, Rob Halford's my good friend, and I don't like shit like that, man, going on. And I was like, oh no, dude, Rob Halford's a genius. Like, I'm a big fan. I go, it's just a joke. And he's like, yeah, well, you can keep comments like that to yourself. He's doing this whole thing where it's like, now, granted, in hindsight, even I was like, if I was going to apologize, which I would have done, I should have just been right there. I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like, let's squash this right now. Like, I'm sorry.
So, was it? My question to you was it instantaneous? Was it him?
Instantaneous. Instantaneous.
So it's like you saying, and he's like, no, man. No.
Like Jay hits the punchline and keeps going, and he just starts going, no, man, I'm not going to, you can save all that stuff for another time. I'm not putting this online. I'm not sharing this. And then Jay starts like,
well, let me just say, I'm a little like uncomfortable myself here.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking to piss this guy off at all. And I see the thing. So again, if I had my wits about me more, I probably just would have been like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. Like, let's stop the tape or whatever. Like, let's get past this. Like, it was a joke. And I won't make jokes like that if you don't want. I'm not trying to make a guest uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're not trying to be a dick. You're not trying to be like, yeah, well, guess what? There's a bunch of ass fucking references.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I didn't go would get his ass like that. So but I just go. He goes, I'm not putting any of that up online. I go, well, definitely don't put this part up. Really, don't put this I'm trying just to be funny still, and then I just go, and then I just immediately he sees what I'm doing too. I immediately change direction of the conversation where I just go, actually, I actually got a chance to meet Rob Halford. Luckily, there's another 6 degrees of separation we have on the show here of several we wanted to talk about, is that you and me and Rob Halford were all on Josh here's show.
Yeah.
The goddamn Comedy Jam on Comedy Central. And he made a face we both thought of like he didn't know what we were talking about, but I don't think that's what it was. He was looking at his phone or computer that he had set up, looking for buttons. Now, at this point, Josh goes...
yeah, I fucked up big time, dude. I just kept digging the hole even worse because I didn't know what to do.
Josh goes... Now, here's the situation that happened at goddamn Comedy Jam. Hal Sparks was supposed to do Back in Black.
Yeah, so Hal Sparks was supposed to do... well, first it was Idina Menzel was supposed to do Back in Black by AC/DC.
Was she going to do the Celine Dion or Rock Me All Night Long? You're talking, it was a fast machine.
Yeah, so she drops out at the last second, and then one of our bookers just immediately booked Hal Sparks. And Hal showed up, and he tried to do Back in Black, and it was god awful.
Why?
Just because he's singing it like Brian of AC/DC. So he's like, she wasn't back. But I mean, no tone, like off key. It just sounded like he was screaming. Like my vocal coach, who I hired for the show, and she was kind of like assisting all the other performers, like literally tried to give him tips, and he was like, nah, man, I got this.
Josh, wait, not to interject, but I did one sesh with that coach, and she sent me home quick. She was like,
she goes, you got the stuff. You got the stuff the dreams are made of.
Sure,
get
dude.
out of here.
No, but Jay, you can.
She goes, what are you doing wasting my time being all awesome here?
Yeah.
Send me away.
So they thought like, well, we should get like a duet, which we've been doing on the show already. So they couldn't get anybody from AC/DC, so they just randomly got Sebastian Bach. And then they changed the song to "You Shook Me All Night Long."
Now, Josh, you'll know this information better, but I think you might not have this information to be there. My guess on this is why they link him with Sebastian Bach it wasn't that random. It was like any rock star you'd want to sing a song with.
Yeah,
and Hal Sparks probably knows Sebastian Bach. He hangs in that like weird circle of like Corey Feldman.
That booking just feels like I used to have a box with all my guys, all my action figures.
Sure.
And sometimes I'd want to play with a specific action figure. So I'd go to the box of guys, but then I couldn't find him instantly. But I'd find another guy that I'm like, I haven't seen this guy in a while. Let's play with him. That's what this feels like. Like they were like, Sebastian Bach, fuck it, let's do it.
Yes, right. I have a feeling there's some tie to Hal Sparks that they had them do the song together.
Okay, so there's some sort of friendship.
I did it with Lucas Rossi, which there was a reason for that, him coming to do it. You know what I mean? And there was like, so there's some reason I have to assume at very least they're like friendly or friends. So let's assume that's like essentially the facts of what happened. I throw it to Josh to go, hey, you guys at Josh show, and Josh goes, he's like, yeah, remember Hal Sparks came on and he sucked, and then we had to have you come in and do whatever, and then at that point his camera goes off. So he's there. It's this. He has this happen, right? Like so. And then we're going like we keep going. Sebastian.
This is
a funny name to keep saying. Yeah.
So is it just this?
Joe from Sick Love. Yes.
I don't know. He's like, hey man, that wasn't cool. You're talking about my. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. What's up?
No, it's not even that. He was like, he's not saying anything, and we're going, Sebastian, your camera's up. We keep treating it like it's a technical difficulty when we're all extremely aware what's happening.
Sebastian.
I knew he wasn't coming back
for an easy minute for sure, and then after a minute, one of my Sebastians, he goes, "I hear you loud and clear, man." I get nervous again, and I immediately go, "Yeah, buddy, you got to hit the button. Your camera's off. We're just not seeing you. We're not seeing you on your camera." And then it just he went away. Gone. It was wiped.
Gone.
He was gone, and I just kept having Shannon. I kept having Shannon do. Dan, you there?
Yeah.
I kept having Shannon, like reach out to the PR person, whoever it was that sent him to us.
Yeah.
And I was like, Shannon, I was like, get him to come back on. Like, I'll apologize. I felt shitty at the same time. Severe overreaction.
It's to go from that fast, and the funniest part of the whole story is the delay in him leaving, because it's like he can't find his keys.
Oh my God!
Like he's in the room and he's like, well, if you were in the room together and you said that, he goes, I'm out of here. I had my coat around here somewhere. You guys seen my coat? Man, that's not cool, man. Rob's a gay man and he's gone through a lot because of that. It's red. It's a red coat. And no.
Well, it's funny, Dan. Josh reminded me of something I was very aware of, and we did mention this on Skanks also, that he's the guy, when he was young at the American Music Awards or something, he wore a shirt that says AIDS kills fags dead.
No.
Yeah, with no context, by the way. And it's like...
look at this picture. It's like, look at him. He's like proud of it. And also, look how gorgeous he was, too. I mean...
Oh God, he was an
and then look at him now. I mean, he just...
That is so funny, though. That's like, we were talking about people finding old tweets. That is way easier than an old tweet. And that is you being on the wrong side of the thing that you're real weird about Jay for making a joke about.
Well, we think that he's like trying to make up for that because people still remember it.
Like the way that Mark Wahlberg's always trying to make up for blinding an Asian dude from beating half to death. He's like, he goes, why don't I save everybody from terrorists? And then that'll make up for the fact that I was racist and I beat an Asian man blind.
So what? I killed the guy. So what?
So what? Asians have tiny eyes. I'm in trouble again, aren't I?
Asian people.
He just goes right into it.
A lot of people say there's too many of them.
I'm back in trouble, aren't I?
Uh-oh.
I think I just stepped in shit again. Josh, as a friend, while it's happening, were you sitting next to Jay or were you on a computer?
No, I was in where Christine is right now, so I was in the guest bedroom.
Did you just wheel the chair back and look in the living room and go, what was that about?
No,
we finished the show. We did another 30 minutes of show. Just talking.
I just became it became my show after that. Well, we talked for the next 20 minutes. We talked about Sebastian and commented on that. And then the end of the show was just them asking me the questions they would have asked Sebastian.
So fucking funny. That's so funny that you're the sit-in. You're like the seat warmer for Sebastian.
The reason I tell it on both shows is for the idea that one of the coolest things in the world is happening very soon. Is that this, or a week from yesterday, next Tuesday, we will be recording with Josh another episode of the SDR show with guest Rob Halford.
Yes. Yes.
Pretty excited about that. And we are gonna, a little bit into it. We're gonna get him a little warmed up first, but then we're gonna tell him the story. And by all accounts, the few people I heard that know him at all told me that they said he will think it's funny.
I would say, Jay,
he's gonna think it's funny, and he'll laugh at that story. And
as someone that knows you and loves you, let Rob warm up to you, and then you can have your way with him.
Don't come out hot right out the gate, dude.
I've met Rob Halford like 5 times, and I can tell you he's a gentleman and very cool and has a great sense of humor, and he's cool about the gay thing as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I really do believe it. Well, and then I said, I heard a story from another comic that at the Corey Taylor roast, they did a comedian was up there. I don't want to say it's an embarrassing story, but a comedian said a joke about him, Sebastian Bach, on the dais. He said a joke about Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach threw a full cup of coffee all over him.
What a fucking...
And you're like, then it sounds like he's sort of a jack.
Man, it's so clearly fucking hot boy thinking.
Certainly
like fucking... Yeah, you know what, dude? I don't mean to simp for Sebastian Bach, but I think you're being hard on him.
Yeah, the guy's pretty cool.
Guys, simping powers activate, form of empathy. Guys, I think he fucking...
I'll tell you what. Lewis was simping for him. Lewis was simping for him hard.
Simping hard,
dude. Yeah,
really?
I forgot about that, dude. Yeah, Lewis is like a full-blown simp as far as Sebastian Bach is involved.
Lewis J. Gomez, Sebastian Bach simp. Hashtag Sebastian Bach simp.
Lewis and I are going to do a fucking Patreon podcast called Legion of Simps. And this is going to be us simping all the pretty girls.
Sebastian Bach and Katie. I feel the same way about Sebastian, Dan. I'm glad you bring it up.
Man.
When he's not there, I wish he was. When I'm with him, I can't think of a place I'd rather be.
All right, guys.
Just like...
End of the episode, so it's time to talk about the lights of our lives. Dan, what great thing did Katie do today? How did she steal your heart this morning, bud? Great. That's a great point. Sebastian Bach lifted me up another level today when he liked my tweet where I wished him a good morning.
I think his farts are cute. Is that weird?
I don't know.
And now it's a new segment, Running Errands for Our Other.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm at the drugstore picking up some of Sebastian's favorites.
Chocolate raisin.
I got him a card so I could write him a really nice message about how much I fucking love him.
The card actually has a poem in it, and it does say the words I want to say, but I'm also going to add to it.
But I'm gonna riff a little.
Me and Sebastian are creatives.
Yeah, man. I'm very interested to see how the Rob Halford thing goes. Also, let's get Sebastian Bach on the show. Let's see if we can get him on the Bonfire.
It's a great idea.
I would absolutely try to get on the Bonfire because I said I would say he would at this point though. He'd have to tell me he overreacted.
I don't think I'll do that.
No.
I'll make explanation of what I said. I go, look, I get you maybe you didn't know who I was. You definitely didn't know who I was. I'm a comedian. It's kind of like the energy of the show. It's not shitting on anybody. It was just like a ball bust joke and whatever. But you're right. I don't think he will come around to that.
At all.
I do agree.
At all.
I felt wrong about this and went back to feeling completely righteous about this with explanation, though.
Oh, boy.
So he goes, Ralph was asking him about how he's able to keep his voice strong all these years. And he was like, technique and warm-ups, man. You got to do techniques and warm-ups. If a lot of people don't, and that's how you blow your fucking voice. You got to do these warm-ups, and they're so important. He goes, only one singer who's amazing tells me he doesn't do technique or warm-ups, and that's my friend, the great Rob Halford, who is the lead singer of Judas Priest, who was kicked out at one point for being gay, and then he's back in the band now. Yeah.
Wow, me too.
So, but he's very out and proud gay and a big leader in the gay community. So he goes, the only person who doesn't need to do warm-ups or technique is my good friend Rob Halford. And I went, or maybe it's just something gay he doesn't want to tell you, like gargling jizz or something. And he goes, what, man? That's my good friend right there, man. I go, yeah, no, he's a legend. He's a fucking genius. I go, I've paid to see Judas Priest many times. And he goes, you can save.
Did you give him the same speech about how you watch Judas Priest live at Wembley Stadium over and over
again, man? They're great.
You'd blow him.
I go, no, dude. I go, no. I go, it's just a joke, man. And he goes, comments like that, I'm not going to repost this shit, man. And I went, well, definitely don't repost this part. and he was just sitting there like, pff, pff, and then I start backpedaling because I don't want him to lose. I want to interview him. So I'm like, dude, actually, I met Rob Halford not long ago because we have a 6 degrees of separation here. Is that.
And he gargled my cum.
Yeah, he gargled my cum. And he said, this is my warm-up.
That was the ultimate comeback. It was right there.
I go, Rob, you're ready. Now fucking, Rob, you ready? Snowball me.
Now, Sebastian, you want to get back to where you were in 92?
Now, Sebastian, you go. Now you. Just you now.
Sebastian.
You got to watch Dope Sick Love, dude, when that fucking drug guy girl says Sebastian. It's the funniest thing ever. But we're saying Sebastian a lot, and we know he knows he's trying to leave. You know, everyone knows he's trying to leave. We're just going like, buddy, your camera's off, bud. Hey, bud. And after about 2 minutes, I go, hey, Sebastian. And he goes, I hear you loud and clear, man. And I went, you got to put your camera back on, buddy. You got to push the button with the camera. And he just cuts his camera off. Damn. And I spent the rest of the show, I was like, I'm like, get him back on. Like, I'll apologize to him. But what a fucking queefy way to handle that.
Yeah.
What a fucking dildo.
You're right. You are a dildo.
No, fuck him.
How dare you disrespect my hero, Sebastian Bach.
I'll tell you what. The joke's going to get a little more burn and a run by the ultimate judge on if that was funny or inappropriate, because next Tuesday, Rob Halford on the show.
Oh!
I want to see it. We're going to give it one more shot.
Hey, guys! What the fuck's going on?
Sebastian, please, no swearing.
Hey, who here loves trains? I'll get you inside.